Hello and welcome to Delve. Today we're going to be playing a TTRPG called Brindlewood Bay. Brindlewood Bay is a role-playing game about a group of elderly women, members of the local Murder Mavens mystery book club, who frequently find themselves investigating and solving real-life murder mysteries. They become increasingly aware that there are supernatural forces that connect the cases they're working on. This game is directly inspired by the television show Murder, She Wrote. Also is going to take inspiration from Lovecraft, cozy crime dramas, and American TV shows from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm going to introduce, I'm the keeper. My name's Eric, and I'll be playing the world. We'll go around the horn and describe, say your name, who you're playing, and a fun fact about your Maven.
I will go first, I guess. I'm Mavis Colombo. I'm not going to be talking like that all night. I just understand that when I am speaking in my normal speaking voice, that is what I sound like. She is covered in a cat hair covered cardigan, who has 6 cats that she loves like children.
Grant, who are you playing? And what's your character's name?
I am playing Violet Molino, a widowed woman who has lived in this small, kind of coastside town for quite a while. Likes to bake in her spare time. Look through old psychology textbooks from her previous line of work. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay, and I'm Kevin. I am going to be playing Pearl Hammond. And what was I? I used to be a engineer for fabricating medical equipment, and now I spend a majority of my time building up my collection of various pieces of quartz.
So we're going to start by going around, and we'll do the same order. John as Mavis, Grant as Violet, Kevin as Pearl, and discuss a small little vignette about your cozy coastal Massachusetts life.
So Mavis, imagine like the start of Mavis's day is a lot of cat maintenance, so has to put out a large supply of dry food. They're very particular. Don't put out wet food in the morning, or else they'll wake you up at the crack of dawn because they'll want the wet food. So it's just like a mound, like not quite knee high, but definitely shin high of dry food. As 6 varying age of cats all come in and feast upon it. She probably sits down to have a cup of coffee, black, and watch the cats before she walks out onto the porch and takes a pass at working on her latest painting project of painting the sea. It's easy because it's mostly blue.
So is the sky on nice days?
Yes. You 2 tones of blue and a couple squiggles of white, a couple squiggles of light blue, and we're making progress. We're causing completion.
Okay. Violet probably never wakes up too early. Not really a morning type of person. But whenever she does eventually kind of wake up, get out of bed, she always makes sure to have scones made and ready to bring to the book club. However often that meets, once a week, twice a week. I don't know how often we meet, but I always make sure their fresh scones get brought. Outside of that, yeah, just, I don't know, probably spend time reading. I don't know.
With the amount of free time that we have, I imagine that we're we're a once a week type of.
Yeah. I think so for me, I think that she at specific times during the day, I think specifically the golden hour, in the morning and like right before evening hits, she goes out to a certain spot that's overlooking the bay, so it's like a little bit of a hike. It's a little bit in a more remote area, and she has like a kind of like there's a series of boulders so that are fairly nice and in a good position, so that when the light, the orangish yellow light, kind of filters down through the trees, that it creates like nice like light patterns as they go through the pieces of quartz that she brings up to those spots. And then she kind of spends a lot of time kind of setting up like various like pictures of them actually. And so she does this, I think, every time she gets a new shipment of quartz in, and that's pretty frequently.
Violet has picked the Maven move Dale Cooper. So her morning is going to start a little differently, as she is currently experiencing a dream. Grant, you want to describe what the Dale Cooper is very briefly?
Yes. At the beginning of each session, the Keeper gives me a void clue in the form of strange, unsettling dreams and experiences.
So, your dream the night before, it's a routine day. This isn't too long ago, but you're coming home, you turn around, you click the lock button on your car door, and you hear the routine beep. You yell out, Dale, I'm home. I'm going to go get some snacks. Even though he knows that's what you're going to do, it still brings you joy to say it. You go to the cupboard, grab your trusty Thin Mints, favorite of the two of yours, and you walk over. When you look at the lazy boy recliner chair that he is usually sitting on, instead, you see a fish, seemingly dead. It has these inky black eyes looking up at you. The eyes slowly shift down, looking at the Thin Mints, and then they look back up to you. The mouth begins to slowly gurgle as a strange purple ooze begins to seep from its mouth, and it speaks a single word. Void. And then you awake, eager to go get your scones. As the camera pans around the loft where you hold your Murder Mavens meetings, gosh, there's a lot of alliteration. As your meeting is ending, you're approached by Brindlewood County's Chief Law Enforcement Officer, Sheriff Wyman Dalrymple. He tells you, several nights ago, a wealthy financier, Albert Cross, was dragged out of the bay, dead.
Albert Cross?
Albert Cross. Mr. Cross and his family were on a yachting vacation, and their boat is presently anchored a quarter mile from shore. The surviving Crosses, wife Allison, eldest daughter Sarah, son David, and youngest daughter Emily, assert that Mr. Cross was drunk and simply fell overboard. The sheriff suspects foul play, but has not been able to turn anything up. The body is currently in a cold storage unit at the fish market until it can be shipped back to Boston for the funeral.
Sorry, go ahead.
This mystery is called Dad Overboard, and has a complexity rating of 4,
Neat.
which
Okay.
means it should be solvable in a single night.
So that subtracts from our clue thing, right? So for each clue, so we need at least 4 clues, essentially, to get to
A straight die roll.
reasonable roll. Yeah.
Oh no, something seems fishy.
All right.
I'm gonna
There we are.
destroy. All
There
right.
we are.
I
Something
would
seems
know
fishy.
I have the mouse over the disconnect button, and I chose not to for the sake of the recording.
So we're going to open up quickly with an establishing question, which is the 3 of you have met one of the Cross children several years ago. And that's the eldest daughter, Sarah, son, David, youngest daughter, Emily. You met one of them several years ago, the 3 of you. What were the circumstances surrounding that meeting?
Which child did we meet again?
One of the 3. You guys pick.
One of 3.
Do we know what the crosses do?
Wealthy. They are.
They do well.
They do well.
Old
They
money.
do well.
Yes, they're
Oh,
old.
old money.
They're old money. The wife is really into charity balls and charity functions. The
Okay.
eldest daughter, Sarah, does not work. David, the son, runs an art gallery. Emily, the youngest daughter, is in college for computer science.
Okay, so there are older children. All right.
Okay.
The easy thing that I can think of off the top of my head is that I attempted to get my paintings into David's art gallery and was summarily rejected. I'm open to us also having done something with charity before, but that's the art gallery. I'm a painter. That makes...
What, a few of us have like items that are like semi-antique or like kind of old things you might find in like thrift shops type things. Like my thought is like maybe we ran into one of them at like some like small like antique shop where they were trying to find stuff for like some sort of charity auction that they were planning to hold.
That could
Looking
be
for like the most expensive stuff in the store.
That could be David. Again, we had Mavis try to pitch, "Hey, take my art." Well, the three of you all were running into him as he was procuring this piece of art from a thrift store, a high-end thrift store.
Yeah, and it's not mutually exclusive to John's idea either. Like that's
I kind of like the idea of like so what are people's what are everybody's character's name? I forgot really quickly.
Mavis.
Violet.
Violet and Mavis. All right.
You are Pearl.
You are Pearl.
Yep. What I was gonna say was like I like the idea of Mavis couldn't get her art into the gallery, so we just kind of go in there and kind of just to basically kind of like trash talk the shit that's in there. You know,
I like
just
that.
out of solidarity.
I like that better than my idea.
All right, so we can lump all 3 of those in together because the initial meetings at a thrift store where Mavis attempted to pitch the art, and then the 3 of you were like, "Okay, if he's not good enough, we're gonna shit talk the other art." That sounds awesome.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Sheriff Wyman is gonna be talking to the 3 of you. He looks at the 3 of you and says, "Believe me, no one is more frustrated than I am to have to ask for help from a bunch of..." And he just kind of trails off, and then he looks at the 3 of you and says, "But we need assistance here. I have nothing right now to go on, and if I can't find something soon within the next 48 hours, I'm gonna have to let them raise anchor and leave." And I think at that point the crime scene is going to be utterly destroyed.
Well, I always do love a good puzzle. I don't know why I became southern really quick there. Whatever.
I love it.
Now you're Southern.
What were you gonna call us?
Yeah, how many times have we helped you?
Look, I know you've had success in the past. I just, I can't explain how you guys are so successful. I've really appreciated your help, and that's why I'm coming to you. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'll even give you guys a ride. Just where do you want to start? Where do you want me to take you guys?
Start with the body?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, especially because I don't think his car would be much help in getting to the boat. That might take some doing on his part.
I should have chosen the car. Well, sure. Why do you suspect foul play to begin with? Is
Look,
it just a feeling?
it's just one of those things of like, could he have fallen overboard? Sure.
It sounds fishy, yes.
Exactly. That's why we've had to put that body on ice right away.
All right, that's 2.
Rule of 3, so you got one more.
In the local fishery, no less.
Well, the good news is, if you pilot, I'll take you to see Mr. Beauregard. He's a fishmonger. He was very kind of impromptu, honestly. He was there, ready to be willing and able to help. He said he would store the body as a kindness to the family. So I'm not sure what that's going to do with his fish, but right now they're
yeah. Gonna go ahead and make sure that we don't get any of that fish in the future.
Yeah, maybe don't eat fish for the next few days.
Nah.
Oh, honeys, you need to learn to live a little bit.
Might be like a corpse fillet.
Oof.
Is that 3? That sounds like 3.
He looks to you guys like he's trying to like get in a little bit with your, like trying to like dig himself out of the hole that he initially started with.
This is a serious matter, and you're gonna joke.
Who found the body?
What I'm gonna need is a meddling move from you, John.
A meddling?
A meddling move. When you search for a clue, conduct research, or otherwise gather information. You've described how you're doing it. You're kind of interrogating him a little.
Yeah.
So I need you to roll. It's a 2d6, adding presence.
Presence?
Yeah.
Not reason? Or like maybe that's fine.
I think it's presence. It's a more of a conversational aspect.
Okay, gotcha. 7.
7. Okay. So a 7. There's a complication either with the clue itself or a complication you encounter while searching. So the first thing is you're going to get a clue.
Okay.
And what he says is, 2 people found the body, which I think is also the complication. It's not as if there was just one person. 2 people found the body. Allison, his wife, as well as Sarah, his eldest daughter. They found the body. They were, when I pulled up and I saw them on the side of on the beachfront, which I thought was odd given they have this ginormous yacht. Why would you not be on that yacht, to be honest? It looked like they were arguing when I was approaching, but I couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
You couldn't make out anything.
Afraid not. I just know it was.
He has to do a roll.
Who, me?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, I don't think I.
Roll.
So Allison and Sarah found the body, and they were arguing.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Let's. Why don't you take us over to Culpepper's place? Let's see this body.
Culpepper.
Yeah,
Over.
Beauregard Culpepper. You don't know his last name?
He kind of makes a funny face. NTN is his first name, but we'll go see Mr. Beauregard. Let's go. And he drives you over to the fishmonger's warehouse. So it's still like, I'd say midday right now. It's still daylight outside. You see Mr. Beauregard. He's got a silver beard. Very like warm demeanor. Like not necessarily in the sense of incredibly welcoming, just like his internal temperature is probably up really high. You can see like really bright rosy cheeks. He's he has his hat. He has a yellow Gordon fisherman hat. And he's like holding it kind of at his stomach with both of his hands at like out of like respect. And then behind him is a small like 2-room building. And you can see that there's a generator that is working overtime to flood it with cold temperatures. He sees the three of you and he says, ahoy there.
Of course.
Evening or afternoon, I suppose.
I've got the body in here. I was so happy to be of assistance to the Krauses.
Was that a
Me.
in
That was me.
character?
My mistake.
Okay.
To the Krauses.
How do you know the crosses?
I owe everything to them, to be honest. And when they told me that they needed somewhere to store Albert's body, I said, Entienne, this is it. This is your chance. And I just slotted him right between the cod and the pollock.
Well,
What's your
Well,
health code rating
rather
so
nice
far?
of you.
My health rating?
Your health code, yeah. What's it at right now?
Oh, I don't actually...
This was updated recently?
I don't serve the fish, so really there's no health code for me. It'd be more, you'd want to check your local diner.
I'll whip out a smartphone and just really check on distributor health codes.
Slide him down on Yelp.
File a complaint with the FDA real fast.
Yeah. God. Well, in either case, that was awfully nice of you. You say you owe everything to the crosses. Why's that?
They actually, Albert invested.
Investors?
He invested in. It takes a lot of money to start up something like this. So, was that helpful?
Not in the slightest, but thank you for trying.
Well, I don't know what else to say. Honestly, I can't believe he died. It breaks my heart.
Yes, it's quite sad. Well, do you mind showing us where exactly you're keeping them?
Of course. He opens the door for you guys to go in front of him, and he says, if you don't mind, I don't want to see him anymore. I liked him better on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see him either.
Oh, come on.
How many bodies have we seen? Have we seen a lot of bodies? Is that a normal occurrence for us?
You guys have solved murder mysteries before.
Okay. And they've let us look at the body.
Mm-hmm. The first one, you probably had to like break in and like see the body outside of the situation. But since then, like you've solved mysteries.
Morbid old lady. All right.
They say he just got drunk and fell overboard. Should be pretty straightforward. Let's see if anything seems off.
Yeah, let me whip out my medical license and go ahead and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Violet, it's a medical thing, darling. Don't worry. I'm sure she can Figure out probable cause of death.
Sheriff Wyman just kind of like whistles to himself and like okay.
We walk into to where the body is being held. I hold my nose.
So when you guys walk in, the first thing you guys see is rows and rows of fish stacked on top of each other. Violet, I'm going to ask you to make a day move.
A day move, okay.
So this is during the day. It's not necessarily something risky, but I'm going to say, given your Dale Cooper vision of the fish creepily talking to you, all these fish like lined up, all with black eyes gazing up. I'm going to say this is probably something that's we need to test a little bit of composure here. So I'm going to say do a day move with composure.
Okay.
Fail.
That would be an 11.
An 11. So you do what you intended and hold steady. How do you describe what that looks like? You walk in, you see all these fish. What do you do to kind of like steady yourself to move forward?
As I kind of walk in, I begin to like maybe get a bit overwhelmed, like just fish heads everywhere. Like I start to think like, are they moving? Or like their mouths opening? Is like that bit of like blood from when like they took out the hooks or whatever, is that purple? Is it oozing? And then like to steady myself, I just kind of reach into my purse and like pull out a little Ziploc baggie and just grab a Thin Mint. And just like take a bite.
Oh.
Brings back happier memories. I'm back in the moment.
As you
Then
guys
I look to the sheriff. Thin Mint?
He's standing outside. He's not going in with you guys.
Oh.
As you guys go in, you see a very nice Mercedes pull up outside, and it's kind of just idling outside. So who's going to go in? Which of the three of you guys are going in?
I'm going.
Look to Pearl. Well, Mavis definitely should go in. Probably shouldn't stay outside. One of us should probably go talk to them. I imagine that's the kids. Maybe even the wife.
I don't know. I don't have a preference. Do you have a preference?
Guess I'll stay outside. Used to work on medical prototypes and equipment. Maybe you'll probably be more useful in there than I would.
Not a medical degree.
You're the only one with a medical degree.
I like that this is a running.
You're the closest thing we got. The closest thing we got, Pearl.
You're
I
the
have a
one.
psych degree. I'll deal with the living. You
doctor.
deal with the dead.
You can prescribe
I walk
medication,
inside.
Grant. I want you to know that.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I mean, should I go in? I feel like I'm more equipped to talk to someone who could respond.
You should stay out. Give me a Thin Mint, though.
Here. I give him the Ziploc bag. I give him
No,
all.
no, I just need
one.
one.
Okay, here's one. Take a
Just
Thin
needs
Mint.
one.
And
Okay,
I break it in half and hold it to my nose and walk
Ooh.
inside.
that's smart.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the two of you inside the fishmonger's. I almost said hut. His warehouse. Like he said, slotted right between the cod and pollock lays Albert. It's kind of, I mean, it is tight. It is a tight fit. You can tell fish were like recently moved and probably some had fallen down, made contact, and then pushed back up in piles. What are you guys doing?
Good to know that the crime scene was nice and preserved by this man that is indebted to the Cross family. I'm sure that he has done nothing wrong to the body.
No,
Completely
nothing
trustworthy.
Completely trustworthy.
I slap the corpse. How rigid is it?
All right, so I'm gonna say that is absolutely a meddling move with vitality.
Okay.
You're really putting
Got
that
away with
medical
it if
license.
it wasn't for you meddling old women.
12, 13.
Ooh,
Wow.
13. Excellent. Okay. So Eric does not know how rigidity works exactly. But I'm gonna say when you hit the corpse, there's not as much water like logged in the skin than it would be if somebody was sitting in the water and had washed up on shore.
So not waterlogged,
Yeah.
really.
So okay, not waterlogged. So we can maybe draw an assumption that he didn't fall overboard. He was placed on land.
And he has a so when he's got this tattoo right here of a sorry.
Is that a clue, by the way?
That is a clue. That is a clue, not waterlogged.
Okay.
Dose.
You see he has a tattoo of essentially a bundle of wheat, and when you hit that spot, the tattoo goes from his right arm over to his left.
Fuck.
And then you blink, and then it's back on his right.
You see that shit?
I think I might have breathed in too much paint thinner.
Yeah, might have to talk to Violet about shared hallucinations later. Do we suspect weird shit? Not yet, right? This is like pretty early.
Yeah,
like
it's very early. But that is
I
like
poked the tattoo.
in our careers, we're looking at weird stuff. Like weird stuff hasn't yet happened to us, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I poked the tattoo.
Nothing happens.
It travels around the world again.
I flicked the tattoo.
You flick a dead person's arm. It responds accordingly.
Okay.
That's gonna be the title of my book.
It giggles.
Accordingly.
Stay Puff
Is there
Marshmallow.
any signs of what ended this person?
Okay, so I'm gonna have you do a meddling reason, and we're gonna cut away from that and go to Grant right after.
9.
I mean Violet.
Violet. Grant.
Oh.
The Mercedes comes to a halt. The driver turns the ignition off and steps out. You see a gray-haired, fastidious man wearing a tuxedo with more conservative lapels. He steps out, opens up the back seat door, and out strides David. He is wearing what can only be described as avant-garde clothing. It is like like somebody took the Gordon Fisherman's jacket and tried to make it into a suit. With very high lapels, but the collar in the back is popped, almost flared outwards. The pants do not match the suit. It almost shimmers like fish scales. He strides up to you and looks to you, and he kind of makes a scowled face and says, Oh, it's youth. And here I was hoping I could just get the body home.
Yes, well,
Mercedes?
in good time, David. The sheriff wanted to ask for our help and just kind of closing out a few matters before you all were allowed to depart. And sorry for your loss, by the way. Terrible, terrible accident. I can't imagine how you all must be feeling.
He does not even blink in response nor change his expression. He goes to cough and the butler steps forward and holds out a handkerchief and he coughs into that handkerchief.
I mean, can we do anything for you, or could we get anything for you? I'm sure it must be. What of your sisters? How are they faring? I'm trying to kind of read his emotions, seeing
Sure.
if there's any underlying signs of grief there with some of these questions, oh, a terrible accident, how your sister's feeling, that's what I'm getting at.
He'll respond
Or
by
attempting.
he'll respond by saying, do you actually care?
Well, yes, we take every request from the sheriff's office quite seriously, and the three of us have all dealt with our own personal losses. It can be a troubling time for anyone.
He takes a long sigh, kind of rolls his head, says, Sheriff's office, this is a boring situation. This should take no time. Any time is too much time for a death as wasted as he is.
Well, you must understand these matters take time. The sheriff has to do his due diligence.
He shakes his head. You're trying to read his expressions?
Yeah, did he was there anything I could pick up on when I asked about how his sisters were doing,
I'm
or
say that's
terrible
intelligence.
loss?
I think that's reason.
Okay.
Unless you think it's something else.
No, reason makes sense.
All right, give me a reason.
That would be an 11 plus 1, 12.
Okay, give me a second. You guys are rolling hot right now, which is good because that means you guys will roll poorly later. He said
Those loaded dice.
he looks over. He scowls at first and looks over, and you see a bunch of people standing on the beach, just kind of huddled together. Presumably in the spot that he was found. And they're just kind of all huddled shoulder to shoulder. Then he looks back over to you and he says, no, I don't. I think they're perfectly fine. Good day. Then he turns and he strides back to the Mercedes. When he does, he opens the door, or the butler opens the door for him, shuts it behind him. The butler turns, makes kind of his face is a little more flat in emotion as well, but kind of inspects you, shuts the door, and the car drives off.
As the butler's getting back in the car, can I just shout to him? It's where are you all staying?
He responds, the family is staying on the yacht. They are well taken care for there until they're allowed to retrieve Albert and bring him back to Boston. When he drives off, you see something has fallen from the car.
Oh, I want to slowly make my way over and pick it up.
It is a DNA test. Turns out he's 100% a bad bitch.
Is that actually what
No,
it is?
it's a DNA test, though. It is a DNA test. It is
Unbelievable.
it's a DNA test about the oldest daughter, Sarah. And it's a letter written. And it said words to the effect of, I need to take another sample. Based on the current results, I do not believe she is related to you. And is
Oh, so it's a DNA test, like from Sarah, like a DNA test of Sarah,
it's
or
written
like
to Albert, but it says,
okay.
I do not believe Sarah, your daughter, is related to you. I need
Oh,
another sample to confirm, but as of now, calling into question whether or not she is related.
As I kind of look over those notes, it's like the plot thickens. I just eat another Thin Mint. I go to walk back towards the fishery.
So we have 3 clues now.
Correct.
We do.
John.
Body isn't waterlogged. The DNA test. And what was the first?
2 people found the body, Allison and Sarah.
John.
Yeah.
You.
So you were, you said you were examining the body, but I forget what you were doing with the body.
I was looking for cause of death.
Cause of death. And you rolled a 9?
Ye.
He's saying ye.
Ye,
Sure.
fan.
That's what Mavis says all the time.
Ye.
Yeah, it's all hun, sugar, and darling, and ye, fam. Talks about how she yeets things.
One of those is not like the other,
What year is it?
and yet
Is it-
Mavis is maybe
It's
the one who is
2022.
mo-
It's
Is it
2022.
2022? Are you sure? Okay.
Are you sure it's not like 2057?
Mavis is very hip
Is very hip.
with her piles of cardigans.
Or just lots of paint thinner?
You see, as you start examining the body
Dildo.
for a cause of death, what you see is a stab wound underneath his rib.
Did Sheriff even fucking look at this body?
Yeah.
Before
I'm still him
I
question.
think there's foul play, but we're not sure. A fucking longsword is just sticking out of his chest.
before you can look at it further to determine what type of stat, like what was the item that did the piercing, whether it was a long sword, was it a piece of driftwood in the water. You hear a bang on the door, and the sheriff cracks the door open and says, listen, I know I drove you over here, but we got to get back over to the yacht. Like I got to go now. Dispatch is telling me I need to be over there. So like, if you want to ride, I'll take you to the yacht, but you got to come now.
I'm walking back up.
Okay, wait. So there's a site where there's people huddled over to the spot,
Yes.
right? And then they're staying on the yacht.
And the sheriff is like, we gotta go to the yacht.
Dispatch is telling me I got to go to the yacht right now. I need, like, if you guys want to stay with the body, that's cool, but I'm leaving now, and I was your ride.
The yacht is the next stop anyway.
Yeah, because what are we gonna find on the beach? Like, I mean, I guess because like it's a beach. Like any blood or anything else was probably washed away. I doubt there will be much evidence left.
Where are you?
But there's
Huh?
is it strange people huddled there?
What?
Or like what?
Wait, what, Kevin? Or what?
Go ahead. So what were you saying?
I didn't hear what you were saying was on the beach.
No, well, I'm not. Are we together now at this point?
Yeah, you're coming out.
Okay.
If you want to come out, you can. But there's nobody on the beach. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you said there were like people huddled over the site where the body was.
Did I say that? I don't remember that.
I thought you said that as well, but that's
I
fine.
thought you said that as well. Unless this is part of the weird shit that's going on.
There's nobody on the beach.
Where the body is? Okay. Where the body was.
Wait, no, he said there. He said that. No, this is part of the weird shit going on.
Yes.
Wait, so
Okay,
now
but
there's
there-
suddenly
but
no
there
one on the
were.
beach. But there were. Oh fuck.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
So
there's
yacht it is.
a sudden call to the or is it? Or should we? I mean, I guess this is our only chance to get to the yacht.
Where
yeah.
else is there? Yeah.
Beach.
They could go to. Yeah, that's true.
Fuck.
I think we have to go to the yacht. That's our next.
That's where all the people are.
So you guys, as you guys are getting as you guys are trying to figure out, sheriff's like, come on, Mr. Beauregard comes
Can you tell us-
in and he's
Oh,
you
sorry.
can see he's going to get ready to start packing the body up in a box to be transported.
Wyron. That was the sheriff's name, right?
Wyman, yeah.
Or Wyman, sorry. Wyman, did they say why you were dispatched to the yacht? Did they say what was going on?
Nope, just got to go now. If you want to stay and examine the body more, you can, but I'm taking off right now.
There's no time to explain. We have to go.
Get in.
Get in, suckers. There's no time to explain. I'm up for leaving. I would like. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
No. Did we get a clue from the other thing as well? From the body when John's.
You got the
thing.
clue.
Okay.
There was a wound, a stab wound.
Hello?
Okay.
The complication is. You good, John?
Can people hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I everything froze, and then I was
Are you
talking,
good
and
now?
nobody.
Are you good
Ah,
now?
okay.
You found a clue, which is there is a stab wound. However, there was a complication, which is you have a choice now on whether or not to investigate the stab wound more or go with your ride to the yacht.
Go with my ride. Go with the ride is my call. I'm going to. I need to step out for a hot second. There is one important thing that I would like to do before we leave. I'm going to steal a fish
Okay.
for the cat.
Okay. You're gonna end up
But
rolling,
where?
but that's fine.
It's fine. That's I have a fresh frozen fish packed in a bag somewhere.
It's gonna thaw.
Ew.
Don't worry.
He's gonna put some ice in his pocket.
It was next to a body.
This is worse than the milk incident.
The cats won't care. That's added flavor for the cats.
All right, what do you two think?
That's
Are you,
disgusting.
that is per se gross. Like,
Yeah. If
he's
if there's a
rolling-
body like in a sea of kibble, I'm not like, oh, let me get some kibble for Leica. Let's have this the naked body. Is he naked? He was naked, right? Or was he clothed?
Yeah, he's still clothed. John is rolling at a minus
Okay.
1 to presence.
we
with a
all know
rotting fish in his
The
pocket.
animal's gonna eat the animal's gonna eat the fish regardless.
That's not the problem. It's
Okay.
that what I know.
Okay, what do you two think? Are you guys thinking about going to the yacht, or do you want to stay and to the beach and the body?
Okay.
I don't want to do the body.
Leaving the body. The people who were by the beach, did they look strange?
I mean,
They're
there was a
cranking
bunch
it.
of people wearing like not beach attire, all standing in a circle, like huddled. I would call that strange, but like,
I feel like we should go check to see what was going on. Why are
that
there a
two
bunch
void?
of people?
it's two void
That's
clues.
two void clues, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a void. Why were there people by the body and now they aren't?
So, as a game mechanic situation, void clues are not getting you closer to solving the mystery.
Yep.
They're weird things that are happening.
Okay, I guess we should go to the yacht. I don't know what we'll get from going to the beach. We might find footprints. Maybe they dropped something, but
There's clearly nobody on the beach. That's clearly a dead end. There's nothing to be found there.
John,
It's a void clue.
Give me a day move here. This is gonna be you're taking a fish. I want to say composure. I quite honestly, I can't see how this is anything other than a straight roll. So straight roll, day move.
Straight roll. That's gonna be a 3, my guy.
That's what I was hoping. Okay, so you do
Use a crown move.
Yeah. Do you want to use a crown? Do you want to put a crown on?
Use a crown.
Okay. That does bump it up a slot.
It does.
Use a crown move. Do it. Like, we actually should have been using them on like every roll. Like, this is a one night thing.
That is true. Yeah.
Yep. Smoke him if you got him.
Yeah. Yes, I will be using a crown move.
The shadow in the garden is awful.
So we're an imperfect sister or daughter. It's showing how you are an imperfect mother. I am an imperfect mother to these cats. I definitely overfeed them and overindulge them. I treat them as children and not as cats.
For indulge them. Okay, I like it.
It is walking sausages. This
And you feed them. You feed them corpse fish.
I described putting out a mound of dry food as high as my
That's true.
shins. That's not healthy. That's bad.
Okay,
Even
so
for 6 cats.
you can choose whether or not you want to still continue to grab the fish. You're gonna succeed in that the fishmonger is not gonna say, "What are you doing with my fish?" Why would you take that? That's weird. But you are going to get a condition, smelly, which means you're going to roll at a -1 presence, with charm because you smell like a fish. Because you're literally carrying a fish around.
I'm absolutely going to do that.
I know you are. Okay, perfect. So you have the condition, smelly.
All I'm going to say is if I don't hit somebody with this fish by the fucking end of this session, this game is garbage, and no one will ever play it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, let's.
doom.
Okay, so you guys are going with the going with Officer Weidman. He puts on the cherries and berries and hits the gas.
Cherries and berries?
Don't fuck yourself.
The wheel whoops.
I know you're the wee woos.
Wheel whoops. I mean, I'm leaning into the theme here. Like I imagine he pulls the car up and kind of skids it a little bit. Get in, and then hits the gas.
Nerds.
Even though you can see the pier, like it is not that far. So he begins driving, and he kind of looks to you guys and says, right, looks kind of like a drowning, but what was I like?
It looks nothing at all like a drowning.
Yeah, except he looks like a pincushion.
Yeah, except wait.
Body.
A
Oh,
pin
also-
cushion?
Yes, did you even look at the body?
No.
You know, I'm suddenly seeing why you have to keep asking us for help.
I mean, is upwashed a bloated corpse? Like, I assumed that all that. I mean, what seemed odd, but I thought maybe someone pushed him.
Yeah, maybe they pushed him with a knife.
Where's your coroner?
Oh, there is a coroner. Should we bring them to the crime? Should we bring them to the body?
I mean, yes.
All right, let's go to the yacht. There's nothing of value here.
Yeah.
I think this guy might have been dropped on his head as a child.
Also,
I think that this guy might.
It's not murder. I don't have a murder yet. What am I gonna? How am I gonna get the coroner down here?
Stab. That's not.
also it's standard practice, Sheriff.
Look, they've got a lot of money. Like, am I gonna start like doing an autopsy in the middle of a fishmonger's house? Like,
Yes.
You should have called it before you want to put the body in the fishmonger's house.
but how do I get it out? Beauregard took the body. Like, how? What am I gonna do here?
Because you let him. You're the police.
Stop him!
How did you get elected to the office of sheriff, Date? How?
There's so many better options. A bear-shaped freezer, for example.
True.
Anyway,
reference.
David dropped this DNA test. Apparently, Sarah might not even be Albert's daughter.
Oh yeah, that's probably why they killed him. That's fine. Let's go talk to the wife.
It's a potential motive right there.
I don't even. I'm still confused if we have a murder. And he pulls up to the yacht.
You told us you thought it was a murder.
I said I wasn't sure.
Is the yacht docked at like a pier or something?
What do you think? Like, honestly, I'm asking you. Do you think it's docked, or do you think it's still out a little bit?
I mean, by like a yacht, I was assuming it would be too big to pull off to a pier.
I was thinking it might be like a few hundred yards offshore.
It's a few hundred yards out. So he pulls up in the car, and he's like, "Okay, guys, now into the police boat." This is a standard issue police boat.
As we're all getting in, Violet would be the one person, even though no one else is wearing like the safety life vest, to be like, make sure you put on your life vest. And I put on like the cartoonishly large like orange life vest. Like, safety first.
He starts like, it's like a speedboat. So like you guys are shaking a little bit as he's speeding out.
It's a speedboat.
Yeah, we confiscated it from that drug raid a while back. It's pretty clutch, right?
And as he says that,
Pretty clutch.
And you're like, Miami Vice pops up across the street.
Exactly.
And we're on the yacht.
Exactly.
So anyway.
So as you guys are going out, the boat begins to sputter. And I'm going to say that Pearl, due to your engineering background, you're able to see there's like a black trail leading from the boat all the way to the pier of like somebody slashed the oil line or the gas line. And we are going to cut to commercial. So, in this situation, there's going to be the final day move, where there's a risky situation. However, because of the situation, we're gonna have a commercial break. We're gonna toss this to Kevin, chosen at random based on the fact that I think his character would have spotted the issue, so he's going to be the one making the risky roll. Kevin, you guys will automatically succeed this risky roll with a 12. If you can narrate a commercial, we're gonna say
What?
for whoa, shoot, what's that hard candy? Werther's. If you can, I need a commercial break for Werther's in this portion of the episode where we cut back to, like, right now it's like the three of you look and there's the and then it goes to commercial.
Okay. I'm just gonna talk through what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sad scene. It's in a funeral home. There's a funeral going on. There's a closed casket at the far end. And then there's like a small table, like everybody's crying. There's a small table next to the casket that has a bowl of Werther's in it, and you see a hand come out of the coffin and like grab like one of the Werther's originals. And then you see like the announcer just goes, "Werther's because you're not dead yet." Just come up on screen. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's supposed to play up to old people, but I guess
That's actually amazing.
Boy.
I'm sweating. I'm sweating in this sweater that I wore for this to try to do with the theme. Oh my gosh.
That's actually amazing.
So all of you guys hold steady. You guys get an extra benefit or advantage. The extra benefit of or advantage is Pearl. Since you're able to see the problem, you're able to quickly patch something up a little bit to at least stem the loss to where you're able to coast the police boat up to the yacht. You look over at Sheriff Wyman, who's still kind of pantomiming as if it's going really fast. And then he casually puts it in park and says, "Excellent. We made
The
it."
boat in park?
You put boats in park, don't you? Honestly,
Sheriff.
It's not an automatic transmission. It's weird. You gotta work through all the gears real quick.
Sheriff, did you happen to grow up in an apartment with lead paint?
I mean, I thought the silver really added a good sheen to my bedroom.
I'm learning so much about you.
Back when we had the Mercury races.
Thank God the asbestos kept me nice and warm.
Yeah.
He looks up and he says, and you see the butler like getting ready to slowly toss down a little ladder, and he goes, "Permission to come aboard." Do any of you laugh?
That?
The sheriff asks that up to the butler.
I silence.
Silence.
Is there a police radio on the boat?
Yeah.
Is it connected to dispatch?
Yes.
Is that once everybody's up on I'm just gonna stay behind and just kind of go to the radio and see if I can sneak in and kind of ask dispatch why send the sheriff to this spot.
Okay. So while you're waiting to do that, what's Violet and Mavis doing?
Not going up the ladder first. I let the sheriff go up first.
All right, he kind of ho-hums, hand over hands on his way up. This is a nice yacht. This is like nice.
The primo.
Yeah, this is like a super yacht situation.
Gets a crossbow bolt to the chest. He gets over the ledge.
The crosses send their regards.
The murder weapon, and he like falls off the side.
I still think he was drowned. Oh.
Well,
I will walk up the ladder. It's fine.
Yeah. So what are the two of you doing?
I go up the ladder.
You go up the ladder, and you see opulence.
I immediately look for a knight. Just a suit of armor, one of those rich people suits of armor, to see if the sword's missing.
All right, so you're gonna you're gonna look to like start.
No, I was joking.
You guys are gonna like start to explore, or are you trying to look to find a Kraus?
I'm gonna try to like pretend to do the whole elderly distracted by stuff and I'm gonna see how much I can get away with looking around before like they try to corral me back to going wherever they want me to go.
All right. What about you, Mavis?
I think I'm going to go and attempt to find Mama Cross.
Okay. To to begin with,
The sheriff doing real quick.
the sheriff's like going up and he's like, okay, dispatch told me there had been some sort of incident here. I'll be honest, I was huffing the fish fumes. I was very distracted. Also, Beauregard and I were talking about like taking a trip out maybe into more into trying to experience some nightlife. There's not a lot going on here. So I wasn't really listening, but I'm on it. I'm gonna go find a Kraus. That's not the butler, because he doesn't seem, he's just standing there and not talking to me. He looks over to the butler, and the butler's just like, "Welcome aboard."
Jesus Christ.
I'll ask, where are the crosses?
The butler is going to say, Allison, parens, the wife, is up in the steering quarters, whatever that's called. He says it accurately. The helm.
The helm, as it might be called by someone who knows anything about a boat.
The steering quarters.
That makes sense, right?
By the hindquarters.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I should have saved that one. I need more puns. So I need to write these down. He said David's not back yet. Emily is in her office. We got her a space where she can work. Like,
Where's
study.
Sarah?
Sarah's in her room. She's been shut up since.
Where is her room?
Second floor, third hallway. Butler says very matter-of-factly.
I'd like to start with the mama.
Okay. So we're gonna
Actually, might want. Yeah. Never mind.
So we're gonna cut quickly to Pearl. You said you were calling dispatch, and I forgot what you said you were asking them.
I'm just gonna go. This is probably not a surprise, but the sheriff asked me to go ahead and just get a repeat on the dispatch order. Exactly.
Silence fills it for a few minutes. Are you done with your transmission? Over.
Kevin just closes out of Discord. He's done with it.
Yes.
That's same silence. Dispatch says, yes, what? Over.
Okay, wait. So, what do you mean done with your transmission? What does that mean exactly?
She wants you to say over.
At the end of it. That's what you're saying.
Okay. Over.
Can you repeat the question? Over. I was waiting for your transmission to end. Over.
Are you kidding me? Over. So
I am not over.
Exactly. That's exactly the response.
So the sheriff asked me to repeat the dispatch order. Over.
Copy that. Dispatch order was and I need you to make a meddling move with,
oh fuck me.
I'm gonna say with concentration here, because a bit of static starts to kind of kick in.
Okay. Wait, what was the stat again?
Composure, because you're straining to hear as you guys are a little bit farther away from the dispatch tower.
Okay, I have a 10, and then I'm going to what's interesting on here? I'm gonna go. Do I? It's a toss between the pallid mask and the pomegranate kernel.
What? I don't have the character sheet open, so.
Oh, he's talking about the Crown of the Void.
Obsessed with the void? What the fuck?
I just want to interject shit all of a sudden.
Yeah, because this is a one-off.
So when you put on the Crown of the Void, you got to start from the first one and go down. So you start with Shadow.
Damn it.
You start with Shadow of the Garden.
I don't think another cozy. I'm still gonna check that just in case because I kind of like the idea of narrating that. So it's Shadow in the Garden.
Okay. So
okay, to bump it to 12 plus.
So she says to you. You say Officer Wyman, over?
Yes, Officer Wyman, over.
He's on leave today, over.
He
dispatch didn't call anybody out, over.
Nobody was called over to the cross yacht, over. I'm gonna fucking kill you after this.
She says, I received a call from the yacht, but I didn't have a chance to call anybody out. Quite honestly, I marked as unimportant because I couldn't really hear what was going on. Over.
All right. Well, I'm here at the sheriff. What was that called to the boat? Over.
Received a unintelligible. I heard a lot of static, and then I heard never mind, wrong number, so I didn't check it out. Over.
Can you repeat that? You said there's just a lot of static, right?
Heard a lot of static, then I heard never mind, wrong number.
Okay.
So I didn't check it out. Over.
Okay. Can you connect me to, like, your fucking operator? Is there any chance you can connect me to the sheriff? Over.
I think he's up in his cabin. Over. I can try to patch you through.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. I just want to check on something real quick.
Uh-oh.
Over.
So you can hear a bit of static trilling over the radio as you can tell some frequencies being addressed. At that point, in the boat, as you're kind of like fussing with this, you look down and you see an expensive diamond earring laying there.
In the boat?
In the boat.
In this police speedboat?
Correct. And that is a clue.
Okay. So that's 5.
The back is missing.
Oh my god, the sheriff is the father.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
She says
sheriff is fooling around with one of them.
She trills over and says, no response from cabin. Should I send somebody to check on him? Over.
Yes. Thank you for ending transmission. Over.
So she says, copy that. We'll relay you back soon. Over and out. and then you hear Officer Wyman's voice come in static form from the transmission, and it sounds like a light chanting voice, but it's definitely Officer Wyman's. And then it begins to fade into like a very like almost as if like it was an early dubstep song. Like it gets kind of like techno-y, like computery, like Microsoft Sam. It starts off as just Officer Wyman's voice, and then like the chanting turns into like a Microsoft Sam version of it, and then it goes silent.
Like it's being fed through like a
machine
synthesizer.
Exactly, a synthesizer. That's the word.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I have stuff to relay.
So we're gonna cut up to the two of you. You guys are Violet. You said you were exploring around.
No. No. Yeah, she said.
Yeah,
Mavis,
but then
you were saying you're gonna go see Allison. What are you doing?
And then I had the thought that maybe I'd rather go see Sarah. So try to find her room.
Well, you're thinking. I'm going to start with Mavis, because you're not going to see Allison.
Yes.
But I will describe very briefly what you see, Violet, which is the sun crest in the west and begin to go down as the inky trails of night begin to spread over Brindlewood Bay. So, Mavis, you go up into the helm, as we now know it. You see Allison Cross sitting kind of lazily back behind a very large steering wheel, as she just kind of like slowly pretends to be steering it back and forth. It is clearly not an actual operational wheel. She's very well dressed, and she looks upset. Like it looks like she's been crying. Like makeup's running a little bit. And the sheriff's with you.
Sheriff. All right. So sorry. So I guess I will go up to Allison and reach into my pocketbook, which presumably smells very strongly of fish, and hand her a wad of Kleenexes.
Thank you, darling. She takes it and, without even looking, blows her nose really loudly. And when she pulls it off, you see the like cat hair still on her face a little bit. I'm just so awfully distraught from everything.
I'm sure you are. Why don't you tell me about the day leading up to the event?
We're only 3 days out, so I guess the days leading up to the event, it's really a matter of planning. And now with this, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I could reschedule the caterers, but like, it's pristine time. It's the spring. I have to host this.
I think we might be getting our messages mixed here. I mean, your husband's death.
Oh. That. I don't know. He's so self-involved. I mean, who kills themselves just days before my fundraiser? I mean, really? I think it's a little bit, I don't know. I would not have been so blasé about my demise like this.
So you think that he killed himself, yeah?
Think? Darling, he jumped off the edge of the boat. I almost even touched that. Ugh. Thankfully, Beauregard was there and he made everything go away so I could come back to resume planning.
So how did you find him on the shoreline then if you saw him jump off the boat? Why didn't you go and get him out of the water?
I didn't see him jump off the boat, dear. Quite honestly, I had a few and was trying to retire for the evening.
So then, if you're so certain that you saw him jump off the boat, who saw him jump then? If you're so certain, somebody must have seen him jump.
So I'm going to ask you to make a meddling move with, I think this is reason because you're trying to get her with logic. Not necessarily, I think, trying to charm her. I think you're trying to nail down what is the... Hell yeah.
5. We're going to go. Yeah,
So with a fail, I'm going to describe what is about to happen. And then you can tell me if you would like to intervene.
Okay.
She looks at you and says, "Are you interrogating me on my own boat? Officer Wyman, can you please escort this trespasser away? I wish not to speak to her anymore." In that cat-filled outfit. Ugh. That is what's going to happen.
So okay, yeah, I think I'm going to intervene, and I think can I do a crowned end a move?
What do you mean? Tell me what you're trying to do.
When you my Maven move,
I see.
yeah, when you're in a place occupied by the rich and famous, you can find an additional clue even on a miss, and an additional clue on a void clue on a 12 plus. So, can I take the Shadow in the Garden and get a clue and then an extra clue for 2 clues?
Yes.
Or is it 3 clues?
That would be 2.
Because there's an extra. It's 12.
So you move it up 1 by taking a crown. So that moves it from a failure to a hit, which gets you a clue.
Okay.
And then your Frank Columbo gets you an additional clue.
Okay, gotcha.
Because she doesn't take actually what you're saying that seriously. She doesn't actually understand that you're grilling her right now.
And in Columbo's style, I'll say, that's fine. I was done with you anyway. Just one more thing. So, who is Sarah's actual father?
Okay. So, first things first. Let me go through all your... because you're getting 2 clues from here. You're going to get clue 6 and clue 7.
Oh, I thought we were on clue... well, no. Maybe officer on leave isn't a clue.
So, the clues that you have right now. Sarah and Allison found the body. It was not waterlogged. Sarah is potentially not related. There was a stab wound. There was an expensive diamond earring found in the police boat. Those are the 5 clues.
Oh, okay. I was counting officer. Like the officer not on leave.
That would be a void.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Or rather, somebody who is might be intervening for ill reasons. So the first thing you see around her, and I think this is kind of as you fully scan the room, you see there are family pictures all around that have of the whole family, and one of the members, Sarah, has been ripped out of all of them.
Okay.
she then begins to she looks to you and begins to absolutely stream tears. And there's a complication with this clue. She starts crying. She does not answer your question, which I think is the complication, is that she's not actually going to tell you this. However, what you do also see is sitting on the underneath the helm, like underneath the wheel, is a pollock with a rat stuffed in its mouth.
Like a pollock, like
A fish.
Should take it and feed it to your cats.
I don't have a fish. We're fine.
For all 6 cats?
It's a large fish. It's fine.
Okay. You could have another?
Wyman at this point is going to say, I think we need to leave her alone, and begins to usher you out of the room. And we're going to cut to Violet, who is goes down to the second floor, third hallway to see Sarah, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
The door is shut to her room. Weird. What are you doing?
Yes.
You're soft, like whimpering. That's good.
God. I'm just gonna knock and ask if I can come in, I guess.
The whimpering stops and you hear a soft, "You can come in."
I open the door and step inside.
You see Sarah. She's like kind of wringing her hands. She looks like a nervous wreck. She's like kind of crouched in the corner, and she says, "Hi, what are you doing on the boat? I don't recognize you. Quite honestly, I thought you might be. What are you doing here?"
We're helping the sheriff just tie up a few loose ends, so that way we can get you guys out of here as soon as possible. I'm sure it's been a dreadful last few hours. I just figured I'd come down to see if you're okay.
I'm not doing particularly well. I'd like to get home to my kids. I shouldn't have come out here.
Why do you say that?
I just really miss them, and given nothing good has happened since I've been here, I figured I should have just stayed.
Yes, it's must be hard to be away from them at a time like this. But to help with that matter and to get you guys or get you back to your kids as soon as possible, can you tell us anything at all about what happened last evening? Did you see anything happen, or was your father acting strange?
He was drinking. Then his mood kind of soured a bit, and he retired down to his room. There was I don't know. It seemed kind of windy, and I don't really know what happened.
So you didn't see him at all last night?
He was drinking we had a small little conversation, nothing of super importance.
Where did you have this conversation?
In his study.
In his study. Did he Okay. Did he do anything strange, or was he doing anything or behaving oddly?
So I think at this point I'm going to ask for a meddling move. I'm going to say this is presence, charm. It sounds like, because she's kind of difficult. She's really reticent to talk to you.
So that's a 4. So I think it's Crown of the Void time.
You have another move. That's going to bring you up to a 7 or a 9.
Yes. Well, that's. Yeah, I mean that's the only thing. That's the only thing I can do. What you mean? I have another move?
You can also do the Gold Crown Mysteries move.
Oh.
Oh man, I should have tried that.
Oh, actually, let's try that. Actually, let's try the Gold Crown Mystery move.
Okay, so what I need you to say is, what does the situation remind you of? Bold text.
This reminds me of something that once happened to Amanda Delcourt.
Okay, so the three of you need to come up with.
That's Delacroix.
Is it really? I like Delacroix. That sounds awesome.
No, it's not. It's not a.
All right. I need the name of the mystery book, the problem Amanda found herself in that's similar to what you guys are experiencing, how she overcame the problem. And you guys, it's the three of you coming up with this.
Okay.
I need the book title, the problem, and how she solved it. And the problem, it has to be similar to the one you guys are experiencing.
So it's definitely a locked room mystery of people on a boat. I just want to say death on the Nile and just call this a straight Agatha Christie ripoff. Death on murder on the Mediterranean, or murder on the Mediterranean.
Murder on the Mississippi.
No, murder in Massachusetts.
Oh. No, Mississippi's better. I like that because like a riverboat. It's a riverboat, not a yeah.
Murder in Massachusetts or Mississippi. Sorry, murder on the Mississippi. Whatever.
Murder on the Mississippi. Riverboat.
Murder on the whatever. Got it. You locked in your final answer.
What was the problem Amanda found herself in that you guys are experiencing?
That's similar to the one we're in.
Yeah.
The problem that we're in, like, generally, or the problem that we're in, like, Grant specifically, and this...
The Grant specifically says, wait, this situation... I mean, I think you can broaden it a little bit, but that specifically is, wait a second, this reminds me of Amanda Delacroix.
Okay. We're on the boat with the family, and we're trying to eat.
So like, what specifically are you trying to get out of this, Grant?
Yeah.
I was trying, because the note said, I need another sample, so I was hoping it was going to be, her father, was drunk and, stumbled into her room or something, took something from her bathroom, like a comb. I was hoping it was going to be something... In hindsight, that's a little too straightforward.
So at any point, so it's not just you can take a 12 plus to the roll. You can also state a fact that I must incorporate. So you can say he was trying to take the comb, and that would be
because that. Okay, because that, or at least that's the line of thinking I was having with going to try to talk to Sarah, her brother or her father or someone last night when he was drunk and a commotion was being had, was trying to someone was trying to get a hold of something of Sarah's for a DNA test, another sample, so that way they could someone could confront the father or the father could confront the wife or something.
So that's the fact
that triggered the murder.
So what was the problem she was finding?
She couldn't figure out who, I guess in this situation that would be who was actually the person trying to get a hold of the sample. She had an idea of what was going on, but she was trying to figure out who specifically was the one trying to gather the evidence and thus might be responsible for the crime, maybe.
And then how she solved it maybe was she looked and saw the comb missing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you look at Sarah, and you can see her hair. Half is incredibly The upper portion is very meticulously brushed. Where the bottom, the more recent portions are not. You scan the room and you see a comb is missing. She then realized that someone, she was kind of like in and out of sleep, and somebody entered her room. It was dark, and somebody took her comb.
Yes, John.
No. Keep going. Sorry, I had a question that I wanted to ask, but I lost it in the transitions. Keep going. I'll ask when you're done.
Not sure. So, do you know who might have come into your room? Did they say anything? Did they look like a particular person?
I need you at this point, Violet, to make a night move.
Oh. That is an 8. I roll, right?
Yeah, you roll. The
Now can I do the
night
Crown
move
of
is going to be
never mind.
vitality.
Okay, so that's just an 8 plus 0.
Okay. So, what you're going to be experiencing, which right now you do it or hold steady, but there's a complication or cost. A dagger is thrown at you. You're able to hold steady and dodge it, so it does not connect and it lodges itself in the wall. As you see a figure dart down this third hallway. The complication is you don't see who threw it.
Okay. I mean, Crown of the Void, Shadow in the Garden. Is that how that works? I can do a crown thing or no?
So hold on. I don't think you put on the Void Crown, actually. I think you put on the crown of, what is it? Crown of the Queen. Am I wrong on that? Is it either?
Crown. I think you can put on either one. It's
Okay.
just you run out of crowns of the queen.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're putting on Shadow
And
Guard.
then, yeah, you can choose to go to the other one first and then
Okay.
save them.
I got you.
I think how
Okay,
that
so
works.
Shadow of the Garden. So what that means is you are able to extra benefit or advantage. You're able to react faster than otherwise. You're not as off balance just from dodging. You're able to get out in the hallway and see the person go around the corner and where they're running. At this point, you see Pearl and Mavis like come up behind you. And you guys are able to, at this point, I need you, the three of you, to make a theorize move.
Oh.
As your
Oh yeah, because we're at the.
Yeah.
So, you have 7 clues. Allison and Sarah found the body. There was an argument. The body was not waterlogged. Sarah's potentially not related. There was a stab wound. There was an expensive diamond earring in the police boat. Family photos were found with Sarah ripped out. And there was a pollock with a rat stuffed in its mouth.
What to do with that?
At
What
the
the fuck do I do?
So, the way this works is the three of you and myself are going to have an open, freewheeling discussion about the solution to the mystery based on these clues. I need a consensus from the three of you, plus myself. If at any point you do not incorporate a clue, I'm just going to poke that and say, hey, well, what about this clue? At that point, once all 7 clues are incorporated in your theory, we'll roll 7 minus 4, so 3. So you'll roll 2d6 and add 3 to it.
It's the butler in the library with the candlestick.
That incorporates 0 of the clues. So
Yes.
we can try to incorporate the butler. Actually, if you want it.
That was a clue board game reference.
I know. I'm just being stupid. All right,
Actually,
so
I'm gonna
we
give
have to
you-
figure out
I'm
how to
giving you
make
an
the pollock a
8th clue.
suspect.
I'm giving you an 8th clue,
I have
which is
no idea.
somebody threw the person is run like through a dagger. That's going to rule
Yeah.
out Sarah. But you have person throwing a dagger.
And presumably it rules out the sheriff because he was with me at the time, yes?
He escorted you out. Now, you can say he went ahead of you, and that was weird.
Okay, so he broke off, and
You can say that, but it's up to you. You guys can change the narrative fiction and add things. Like you can say, Sarah was. You can say, I looked at the officer and realized he didn't have a diamond earring, but he had an open hole. You can do things like that. It's fine, so long as you incorporate all of the clues.
All right. So starting from the top, Allison and Sarah found the body. Well, actually, I think like the best way to go about this, not waterlogged.
The body was placed, presumably.
The body was placed there. He was not actually drowned on the boat. They brought him ashore.
Yeah. And I think the fancy earring in the police boat means the sheriff is in on it and probably their mother, like
Transported.
Allison is the mother, but
Yeah.
like I think the sheriff is the father, and like that's why the sheriff is potentially helping her, because the sheriff's not supposed to be working today. Why is he involved in this case trying to like
There's
There's only one murder. I want you to know there's one murder.
Yeah, I know, but like you can solve an accomplice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
what you got?
So like
so far we with what we're saying, we have the diamond earring taken care of. We have the not waterlogged taken care of. We have the Sarah not related to Albert taken care of. We have the officer on leave taken care of. Well, okay. With the DNA test, I think we can loop in that, that's probably Albert's lawyer or something, and he's finding out that Allison's been cheating with the sheriff, and so he rips out the pictures. He rips all the pictures out.
It's
in the car, so the family finds the test.
Yeah, and so the family decides to get him, or off him. So I think that's the okay. Actually, I think I know what the fish with the rat is.
I also think I have an idea with that. Maybe.
Okay.
It's the one who threw the knife.
No.
What do you think, Grant? What do you think the fish with the knife is?
Well, it kind of changes it from
fish
the
with
sheriff. Oh no, because like the son, David was wearing like a whole like fish themed outfit, and like the fish with the rat, like maybe he was like, because a rat is like someone trying to like share secrets or like rat someone else out. Maybe it was actually the son, and like he's the rat with the fish because he wears the fish themed stuff.
So I have a question about like the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
Was the fish with the rat in it oh Christ, I can't stand it.
It was a regular clue.
It was a regular clue, so that means fantastical or symbolic. Well, my thought about it is that it is meant to be a threat to the Gordon's fisherman guy.
Maybe.
Like, keep your mouth off, you rat. And, and like that's my theory with that.
That makes more sense.
I'm gonna like minimize Kevin's picture because I can't deal with this.
Kevin, what are you?
What
are you thinking, Pearl?
I have zero thoughts. I've given my one thought about the DNA test. That's about it.
I mean, yeah, that leads to why like while this started, like you were saying, like had the DNA test done, and then
Cutting
that
out of the well and
Yeah.
stuff, maybe. Yeah.
yeah.
But I thought about it. You can definitely have more than one killer. It's just they have to be in concert, I guess.
Yeah.
They
So-
all did it.
The only question is, so
Including the Pollock with the rat.
I think we have two questions that we need to find out a convincing answer for. Why was Sarah there? Why was she there, and why was she arguing with her mom? And who's the mysterious figure?
Who's the earring? Who's the
Oh,
earring?
the earring's the mom. It's
Yeah, I
a
think
mom.
the earring's the mom.
Okay.
The mom was colluding with whoever, like, did the murder. I think that's why the earring's on the boat, and I think it's because it's the sheriff boat. I think that's why the sheriff person is the murderer.
Yeah,
He might actually be Sarah's father.
That combined with him being on leave and just kind of inserting himself into the case. Yeah.
And no one answered at the cabin, which means he's not actually where he says he is.
So then I think it's probably so then the guy that's throwing the knife is either the butler or the sheriff. So that's my hypothesize.
That would also explain why the sheriff's like, knife? What knife? Or what stab wound? Like, he's playing coy. He's like,
Okay, no. The Sarah's
like, no, throw it away.
Sarah's in on it. Because she's going to be cut out of the will. So
They're arguing about what to do. Yeah.
They're arguing about what to do. They have okay. Okay, it's I got it. It's their dad finds out that they're like updating the wills, so they the lawyer does a suggestion that you paternity test the kids just in case. So you go through, and
That's why he needs another test. Someone snuck into her room to get the comb.
So and he freaks out about the results. There's a second test, and rips all the pictures of Sarah out of the frame in an argument with his mom. Sarah and Allison decide find a way to knock him. Well, if there's no how would they get him off the boat?
Well, the sheriff
police
could be the
speedboat.
actual dad, so they use the police speedboat.
Oh yeah, it was, okay. So
Why the earring. That's why the super fucking fancy earring is there.
Yeah. So they have the they have the police come out as we're domestic disturbance. There was a report of shouting, so we came out here to deal with the problem. This is a lie, and sir, we're going to have
stabs him, leaves him on the beach.
Yeah.
He washed up shore, and then that's when the wife is like, "Oh, he was drunk. He fell overboard."
Yeah.
And then the fishmonger, who they threatened with the fish and the rat thing, don't rat us out. He's puts it on ice and's like, "Oh, I'll get this body shipped out right, on the double."
Maybe he actually was drunk, and that's why it was easier to convince him to, okay, sir, we're bringing you in, and then stab him off the boat. I think
it could also be a desperation stabbing, like he went to go call the police or something. I guess that was later though.
Yeah.
There was a call to the police at one point, but they said Nestatica, never mind.
Oh, okay. No, that's a good call. I bet you that is Sarah having second thoughts.
Mm,
There.
Because she
Yeah.
seemed actually broken up about it. That's a good catch, Kevin.
good catch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually makes a lot of sense.
So he makes the call, and then that's when the argument happens. The argument is Sarah calls, and then the mom argues with her. This has already happened. We can't walk this back. This is protecting you. This is doing this for us. And she says, "Never mind," and then hangs up. That's okay. I think that I don't know if this is airtight, Eric. If you're welcome to poke holes in it.
I have no holes at this point. The only thing is I'm going to ask is
The dice will choose.
who threw the knife in your theory? Is it the sheriff?
In the theory, it's the
It
sheriff.
would have to be the sheriff.
Okay.
Because he's with the meddlers. He knows they're meddling.
Because in the failed future, like, the sheriff was just going to listen to the wife and escort you out.
Yeah.
So,
And because that didn't happen, the sheriff wasn't there because he had to be called there to escort you away.
Why did the sheriff ask us?
The void shenanigans.
I,
Cult that we don't know about yet. Maybe. Because there was also weird chanting in the background when they tried to contact the cabin. We were told that. We know there was weird chanting and voices when they tried to contact the sheriff's cabin, but the sheriff wasn't there to pick up.
So we're gonna lump that all into ulterior motive that were
well,
It's like
the
it's
weird
like
chanting
another-
is void. That doesn't need to be explained.
yeah. Well, he's saying that like the
for the question
reason
of why did the
yeah, the sheriff called us because at the beginning is because there's some ulterior motives that we don't know about that are maybe independent of the case itself. Be like, here's a way to scoop something. Yeah,
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Unless you have a good answer for why he would call the meddlers to come and fucking poke holes in his shit.
Could also be a matter of veneer of, hey, I did everything and nobody solved the problem.
Yeah, like
yeah.
This is a habit. Like this is something we do. Like if we wouldn't have been asked to go look at this, we might have stuck our nose in it anyway. This way, maybe he's like, I can control this, or I can try to kill them.
Maybe he's actually way smarter than I'm giving him credit for. And he's realized that we have destroyed chain of evidence, and there's no way that any of this would ever hold up in court. By involving us, he has so thoroughly tanked this court case that there's no way that any of these people could ever be convicted.
That's funny.
I've seen making a murderer.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. Which one do you guys are rolling?
They
How
poked
many dice
holes
need to be
there,
rolled?
and the blood vials.
Jesus.
Wait, how many dice need to be rolled?
He took a fish from this scene and has been walking around with it for weeks.
How many dice need to be rolled?
2d6.
Okay, never mind. If it was 3, then it's like, oh, each of us roll 1 dice, but never mind. Oh, fuck.
It's 2d6,
I don't want to roll dice.
2d6 plus 3, unmodified, otherwise.
So that's a total of 7. I rolled 2 2s.
Okay, so a 7. The solution is correct, but the keeper, myself, will either add an unwelcome complication to the solution itself or present a complicated or dangerous solution to take down the culprit or save the day. So you see, and you guys have said it was Allison and the sheriff specifically who did the murder, correct?
Yeah.
So
Daughter may have just known, but not been directly involved.
So you see Allison starting the police speedboat up. And
puts in the first gear and then puts in the second gear.
Exactly. Like into drive. I know she skips all the gears. It's full throttle. You hear the engine begin to like shake. Officer Wyman jumps down on top of the boat in your best "you'll never get me" and they're getting ready to take off. You can guess once that speedboat is going, they are going to have a ginormous head start. What are the three of you going to do to intercept this situation before there's a brief second? You see he's got a dagger. Still.
Hit him with the fish.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both already on the boat. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I think the joke answer is do nothing because Kevin excuse me.
Yeah, the boat's it's not going to hold up.
Band-aided the boat, so
They're gonna.
it's probably going to give out in like a half mile at most.
You see, well, I mean, they could get to shore and maybe get in a car. But
Okay,
if something were to break the rigging, that may cause.
Throw the fish at it.
I mean, that's probably the most ludicrous thing that could possibly happen, but I can throw this fish at them.
Oh, you're going to throw the fish?
I mean, does somebody have a better idea?
No. Yes,
I
but
actually
also no.
don't. They're already in the boat, and we're a bunch of elderly women with nothing at our disposal to like stop them.
Okay, no, I got it. I whip out my Glock, and then
I mean, we're
Blop, blop.
Mavis uses the dangerous amount of paint thinner to make a Molotov.
Okay, actually,
You have paint thinner and the lighter. Just throw a Molotov.
The MacGyver.
So okay,
If only I took the MacGyver.
Eric. So work with me here.
Yeah.
Oh shit! This is really bad.
Are you throwing the lighter at them?
I was going to say there's a flare gun. There's gonna be a flare gun on the boat. It's a boat.
Okay. I'm working with you. What are you doing with
That
the flare
actually
gun?
makes sense, maybe.
Are you gonna kill those people?
So there's an oil slick, right?
You're not Hardcastle.
No, here's what happens.
Flare gun
he
at
goes
like
to
the
shoot it.
jerry rigging.
No. He can't complete the task. Right? His fingers on the trigger. He can't pull it because he's scared of what's gonna happen. And I just be like, I got this, and I take it. Take it out of his hands.
And Hardcastle it.
And just take the shot. You said I wouldn't kill people. I'm killing people.
You're taking the dirty shot here. All right.
Yeah.
Inflict extrajudicial punishment.
All right. I'm gonna need a vit for dexterity. No, I'm gonna say composure. I think it's the composure of aiming a flare gun at an oil spill and saying, "Light them up."
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We had been trailing it for a while, all the way from the dock, so there's a lot of oil.
There's a lot of oil. Like, this is... I'm gonna need a composure roll. I think composure makes sense. But I'll take Vit also, because the dexterity of aiming it. You tell me.
Composure's fine. I'll just be like, this is the second time I've had to do something like this, and I'm gonna take the roll.
Second time. You guys are arguably worse than they are.
I got a 9. I'll bump it with another one of these bad boys.
Okay. So I'm going to cede narrative control to you on this one. What does that look like?
You see the flare leave the flare gun in slow motion, slowly traveling down. It looks like it's going to miss at first, but then you can see it slowly kind of begin to curve off and land in the oil slick that's visible on the water. There's a huge flash, and you watch as it ignites, lancing its way down the water towards the boat. You see the panic in the occupant eyes as they see this. It's just enough time for them to jump out of the boat, I think. So they're not. We're not committing murder here. Yeah. But they get in the water, and you watch the boat explode in a shower of metal and other bits. And you see them just kind of like floating just kind of like placidly in the water. They have nowhere to go. They're too far from shore. They know the jig is up. Then I get naked for.
Do you have a one-liner?
What?
Do you have a one-liner?
No, I'm bad at these.
Well, that really heated up.
Yeah, I kind of want to do a fishing one, like they took the bait. But
Ooh,
no,
that's good. That's good.
Oh, that's
I like that.
Yeah, that's better. That's the one.
that's actually pretty good.
I still think the rat and pollock is. There's a banana on the boat. That's part of the.
So, as that happens, the oil begins to kind of coalesce a little. Not the oil, the flames kind of coalesce as the smoke comes up.
Oh my god.
And you see they swirl. They appear to plume and swirl like ink is dropped. It was dropped into a glass of water, and they float off into the sky. It's almost like spiraling around. And there's a flashback to the summer of 1877. The crew of the whaler, the Deep Reaver,
100 years old.
set out from Brindlewood Bay. They returned with the strangest whale anyone had ever seen. It had tentacle-like legs and rows of oily black eyes. They sold its parts to buyers all over the world, and the proceeds of that whale were used to turn Brindlewood Bay into what it is today. Congratulations, Mavens. You solved the mystery of Dad Overboard.
Mavens!
Ugh.
Would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling Mavens.
So, the way...
I load up another flare and I shoot at a violet.
So, next is the end of session questions. We'll do this very, very briefly, just for the purposes of completing the session. Essentially, what this is a way to mark experience. So, if each of you want to go through the questions, for each one, mark.
I didn't select it too. Did you guys select two when I wasn't here?
No,
I was told to. I forgot about it.
I see. They're supposed to read aloud. They're marked. Okay. So, did you solve a mystery?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
We're just going to go with. Did you undermine the authority of a local official?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I think we did.
And we'll do. Did you behave like a woman half your age?
Yeah.
No.
I
didn't.
stole fish and was attempted to blow up a police boat.
All right.
I see the way these work. I see the way these work.
Yeah.
If only Kevin's character had selected show someone you still got it. Fucking
true.
pulls out a gun, clutches the shot, still got it, blows the smoke out like drifting up from the end of the barrel.
So that was Brindlewood Bay, a little powered by the apocalypse system. It's currently on Kickstarter, funding until the end of May, I believe, of 2022. If you enjoyed it, go back it. I'm definitely going to be considering it after playing it. This was a ton of fun.
It was pretty interesting. Took a while to get into it, but
Thank you all for watching.